Hey there, how are we doing, XRP community? This is Dog coming at you with another XRP price action update, and today we're going to be jumping right back into XRP price action. I'm going to be going over what I believe could potentially happen in terms of scenarios playing out as we approach this proper party happening on Friday in New York City. So without further ado, everybody, I'm going to throw up the disclaimer. I'll see you all on the other side. This is not financial advice. This video is for educational purposes only. Trading with money involves risk. I'm not responsible for any decisions you make based off this information. Alright everybody, so it is going to be a relatively quick video today, as I've already pretty much discussed the shorter term price action in terms of XRP, and I guess I'll just be kind of reiterating that. But as we have very big fundamental news potentially coming up on Friday, we could kind of see what could potentially play out in terms of price and how we could react to it. And so real quick before we jump into the charts, I just want to say make sure you jump into x.com, follow me on X at @ohmdog, and I hope to see you follow me and interact with me, as I will be posting this video there and on YouTube and Rumble as well. So jumping into XRP price action right now, this is the chart that I've been working with in terms of XRP price action. Currently we are looking at the weekly chart. This is that whole legal clarity pump that we had in price, and this is where we are currently standing. But as far as diving into price action, everybody is expecting some big fundamental news coming from the proper party, whether that is Ripple going public on the stock market, or whether we are seeing some sort of integration with XRP somewhere, some big announcement with the actual native asset, or are we going to see some other sort of news that might blow our minds elsewhere. As we know, fundamental news in the past hasn't exactly been our friend, and that's something that I really like to touch base on, in how we've seen mounds and mounds and mounds of fundamental news play out over time through XRP, yet we do not see those proper price reactions within the marketplace. Y'all already kind of know where I'm sitting right now in terms of analysis in this shorter term. I'm currently looking on the weekly now, but I could actually drop down to the daily, and we could see this is where we've been kind of playing out of in the past. I could actually jump back down to the hour, where we were really looking on those smaller time frames and how we were planning to see if we could react out of this area, which I guess was around September 23rd when we last talked about it, and how price reacted out of it. At that time, I was saying how price was looking very weak as it was climbing upwards towards these shorter time frame highs, but I didn't like how price was necessarily trading up, right? We had this little break of structure right here, and I was saying if price wanted to actually start to climb up out of this area, then it needed to do so relatively quickly, as the price increase that we saw from that 47-cent area was relatively weak. As we are actually approaching London session, we are starting to see a little bit of price movement on the lower time frames. We are dipping back down in that 49-cent area, but I do want to touch on how price definitely did not respect any of this previous market structure, how we are maintaining that bearish structure on the lower time frames and even on the higher time frames. As we could see, as I was saying in the previous video, if price did want to climb up and out, it would have done so, in my opinion. We are starting to see that rejection, and if price does want to actually climb from here, then it needs to do so relatively quickly. But in terms of fundamental news, it makes sense why price is actually kind of hanging lower as we approach Friday and this proper party and these fundamental announcements. I don't know what they are. We will see when that happens. But as far as price staying in these lower areas could conclude price actually staying in an accumulative process, as I've mentioned in the past. We're going to jump over to the 4-hour and kind of see how we could potentially see that accumulation start to play out on these time frames. And this is just scenarios that I'm mentioning as well, but I do want to point out, yes, we are getting this weakness, but if we get some sort of crazy fundamental news that really does cause a positive price reaction, then we will probably see it sooner than later. As of Friday, we're probably going to trade lower going into the rest of the week, And if we do get that really positive news, then we are going to see some sort of price reaction. And if that is not the case, and if price does not want to react to fundamental news that we supposedly are getting, then I could very well see price wanting to continue to trade lower, especially down below 40 cents to that 37-cent level. 50 cents is a fractal level, so we do want to see if price is going to continue to respect that, or are we going to disrespect it and start to trade lower even if we get some crazy fundamental news. Because that's just kind of how things are working here, and that's how suppressed assets kind of work, right? If we compare XRP to silver, we have all this use case, we have all of these utilities that we could apply the asset to, yet price is not reacting. We know over in the silver market that JP Morgan Chase has massive shorts that have been going on for decades at this point, yet we're still seeing silver hover, what is it, $23 an ounce right now plus premium, and XRP is in that same boat. It is a suppressed asset without a doubt. We are seeing something with extremely fast transaction speeds, extremely cheap to use and efficient, yet it is trading at 50 cents while the rest of the crypto market still is trading in exponential prices, right? And since we are working with a suppressed asset, we need to keep manipulation in mind. And the thing I really want to look at is over on the higher time frames. We have, like I've been mentioning, open liquidity that is, been sitting for months, and even over the course of a couple of years since we had this SEC lawsuit manipulation, right? I've had this 25, or what is that, 22 to 28 cent area marked off for quite a while. Reason being is because over on the weekly, I believe, or is it the monthly time frames, there is a candle that I have identified in specific, which is that red box on the daily time frame. It is that candle that truly swept liquidity before the market ultimately ran higher for, I think that was I believe that was an 18, no, actually no, it was a 1200% gain in the market. If you just look right here, when we ran high, right, we ran 1000% essentially. And that area is very important to me, as not many people want to hear this, but if we do get that short in the market, that manipulation move, right, we're going to see that. And the evidence is kind of playing out, as we can see, like I was mentioning with the bullish market and the bearish market. We have price still wanting to look like it wants to trade lower. The only thing that's going to convince me that price wants to actually trade higher is if we really break market structure around that 60 to 67 cent area, even that 66 point, or that 0.66589 area that I had right here of significance in the first XRP price action video that I pointed out. We really want to see a decent candle actually print and close above that area. Otherwise, if we get some sort of big candle out of this that starts to reject, we know that's manipulation, and this is not going to be any sort of true bullish sentiment for the market, but rather a liquidity grab to the upside. So we even have relatively equal highs over at 73 cents that the market could easily hunt for, and then start to reject and get, those hopium traders kind of out, the people that are FOMO buying. As price starts to run up, then they get trapped, whether they're leveraged or trading on spot, they get stopped out, price rejects again. Same instance right here. So we really want to see, in terms of a bullish case scenario, price run up, close, and then retrace before we ultimately go higher, because otherwise we could get one of these wicks again that ultimately leads to the price trading back lower again. And that's something I really like to cover, right? We're in a heavily manipulated market, so we need to act accordingly. As of now, price does not look too bullish. It looks like it, in my opinion, wants to continue trading lower unless proven otherwise. We need to break those highs to the left. We need to break that market structure that is essentially holding price back from the bullish sentiment that we all want. As far as price right now on the lower time frames, even getting down into the nit and grit, into the really lower time frames, as we can see, every time price is trading up, it is rejecting and going lower, right? We get this trade up and that rejection after that dump to 30 or 43 cents. We trade lower. We get this trade up, left some liquidity, so we could get a smaller time frame spike in the market before it wants to go down, but that depends on how that candle closure works. See, it's all very problematic, and it depends on how the price is actually going to react, right? So we definitely want to see if price trades up. Is it going to maintain those levels of bullish price action, or are we getting just sort of false sentiment and price trades up but shorts itself ultimately in order to sell lower? If we go over to back to the 4-hour, we could very well see that case. But if you look on the higher time frames, this is what the higher time frames are really good for. It allows us to see more context, right? So even if price is trading lower, you know, that could very well set the stage for the accumulative price action in order for price to run higher in the future. And that's something I'm really looking for, right? We are in this stage of accumulation. We know people are buying XRP, and we know there's certain institutions that are going to be using it, and central banks, whatever the case may be, partnerships, all of this fundamental and technical news that lines up, yet price doesn't reflect. But we will see that as we start to play out. So we really want to see how the market structure is actually going to tell us what price is going to do. And that's something, you know, like I've just said again, I like to touch base on that, and I like to see if price is actually going to keep that bullish sentiment and true bullish healthy price action, or are we going to get that manipulative, very quick, you know, if it's fast it don't last, if it's slow it grows sort of price movement. So that is basically all I have for y'all today. I just want y'all to keep an eye on this. That fractal 50-cent area is very, very, very important, and whether we break that or maintain it, that's up to potentially this proper party. So hopefully everybody that's going out to New York has a great time, and I appreciate you all stopping by. This is Dog coming at you with another XRP price action update. If you liked today's video, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, something, let me know you were here, and follow me on X at Dog. If you see me there, interact with me, and I'll try to reply and, you know, create some banter, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you stopping by, and I will catch you all later. Dog out. Peace.